everybody. So today's video is about how to talk to a loved one about getting some counseling. It's usually a pretty uncomfortable and delicate conversation, and it can even be tricky for me as a therapist. So my biggest tip is to make sure that you are showing support for them. Use neutral, more non-stigmatizing language. And for me, this usually involves using statements like, I wonder, or I'm curious if, is it a possibility that, fill in the blank. When you have this conversation, be mindful of your timing and where you're having it. It's really important to have some emotional sensitivity in these conversations. You also want to have some physical sensitivity as well. So make sure you have these conversations in private where somebody can't overhear. I usually recommend having them one-on-one. I don't recommend having them intervention style where it's a group of people talking to one person. Most people would feel defensive and ganged up on in those situations. Also be mindful of their mood. If they're in a bad mood, if they're tired, if they're under a deadline or working on something important, it's usually not a good time to talk to them. See if you can find a time where they're more relaxed and in a good mood and at ease. They're going to be more receptive to what you have to say if they aren't already stressed out or compromised. So prepare for some resistance. Some people you can have this conversation with them and it goes really well. Other people, they might not be the biggest fan of going to counseling. So what I would suggest doing is a method that one of my mentors taught me calling stroke before you poke. So make sure that you acknowledge their positive traits, their admirable qualities, and how those things can really be improved upon. You can also use your relationship, but in a loving way, not in like an ultimatum way, and how them getting counseling could actually improve and strengthen your relationship. I would also try to keep it as concrete as possible. So if you give any examples of where their behavior has been problematic or where they could benefit from counseling, try to be as factual as possible. When you blank, I felt blank, this may be a place where counseling can help you. And then offer to help them. It can be really daunting to start the therapy process. And so sometimes it may mean that you need to help them research counselors or offer to go to the first appointment with them, whatever they may be needing in that transition. So if you have any specific questions, leave me a comment, shoot me a message, and I'll try and answer those, okay? Bye, guys.